we're back. Alright, and we're checking out Fury this time around. Gonna go ahead and get mounted up here and head on out. Let's find some stuff to kill. Um, we'll come over here for the description real fast. Got a furious berserker wielding a weapon in each hand, unleashing a flurry of attacks to carve his opponents to pieces. So I don't know what level offhand. I get it offhand wield. Um, that they get the dual wield ability with, or well, rather I should say that they get where they can dual wield two-handers, because that's what they have here is this thing called Titan's Grip, so they can dual wield a pair of two-handed weapons, and apparently also increases their maximum health, which is kind of an interesting little thing that they got there. Um, yeah, so I don't know like what level they get it at, but yeah, you can use two-handed weapons. You get a lot more stat benefit from those, because obviously two-handed weapons have more, like stamina, more strength. Stats in general are higher on those, so you get a lot more out of them. But the main abilities here, we got Bloodthirst. It's a melee attack with a short cooldown that generates rage and heals you. Rampage, very strong melee attack that consumes rage and causes you to become enraged. Which if we look here, Bloodthirst critical strikes will enrage you, increasing your attack speed by 100% and damage you take by 30% for 4 seconds. So this causes you to become enraged. Bloodthirst critical strikes, and I think there's a couple of other things as well that can make you become enraged. So you take some increased damage, but you also do a lot more damage. Like double, or no, wait, sorry, not damage. Your attack speed becomes doubled, basically. So you do a lot more damage because you're attacking so much faster. Then you've got Raging Blow. It's a melee attack that generates rage and is only usable while you are enraged. Furious Slash. Is a melee attack that increases the chance for your next Bloodthirst to deal a critical strike. And remember, Bloodthirst critical strike equals enrage. Whirlwind, melee attack that damages all nearby enemies, increases the number of targets hit by your next Bloodthirst or Rampage. Go. Yeah, so with that, so if you do a Whirlwind, so first off, it does a little bit of damage to all enemies around you, and then it increases the damage, or sorry, not the damage, it increases how many people you hit with Bloodthirst and Rampage, though they take reduced damage from the main, from what the main target takes, but you're still hitting a whole bunch of different targets. And then of course here's Enrage passive, Bloodthirst critical strikes, Enrage, blah blah blah. Alright, so we got right here, I'm just a war machine, and I don't war for nobody but me. Oh yeah. So I picked out War Machine here. Killing a target grants you 30% haste and 30% movement speed for 10 seconds. And lets you sing cool songs. Endless Rage, auto attacks generate 30% additional rage. Fresh Meat, Bloodthirst has a 40% increased critical strike chance against targets above 80% health. So basically you run in and attack something like full health and say you're maybe a little bit damaged, so that's why you need the healing from it or something. Which it only does 4% of your max health normally. Then that, yeah, you just have a higher crit chance with that attack if you're attacking something closer to full health. And then there's actually something here called Enraged Regeneration. If you use that, it reduces the damage you take by 30%, and Bloodthirst restores an extra 20% health. So, unlike some things where like when it says increase 20%, this is an actual like the percentages add instead of multiplying. So it's not like 10% of 4% is and what is that, like 0.4%, and then 20% would be I get a 0.8% increase. No, it like it's a straight stack. So that's kind of nice there. So basically you can get about a quarter of your health back from that. And moving on here, we got Shockwave again back in the level 30 level. So just, a frontal cone attack, does some damage to enemies, stuns them all, and if you hit at least 3 targets, the cooldown is reset. Alright. Stormbolt hurls a weapon at an enemy, does some damage and stuns them. And double time increases maximum number of charges on charge and reduces its cooldown by a few seconds. So I went with Shockwave because, well, Shockwave. Ah, it's too far away. Boo. Wrecking Ball, I'm not singing for this one. Your attacks have a chance to make your next Whirlwind deal 200% increased damage. So I think that's just attacks in general. Outburst Berserker Rage now causes Enrage. So Berserker Rage is over here. So goes Berserk, removing granting immunity to Fear, Sap, Incapacitate effects for 6 seconds. So basically it makes it so that this enrages you, so you get the increased attack speed and you take a little bit more damage. And then we've got the Avatar. The Avatar state, channel the powers of Avatar Aang and, all the other avatars before him and whatnot. So transform into Colossus, 20 seconds, deal extra 20% damage, and it also removes root and snare effects. And then we've got Furious Charge. Charge also increases the healing from your next Bloodthirst by 300%. So that's where, if you notice, charge in, and it shows 16% now is what it'll heal instead of 4%. So that could actually be useful after, a fight. With one thing that maybe is a little bit tough, then I can charge in with charge, and this will heal me for more. So it'll give me not quite a fifth of my health back, but kind of close to that. Bounding Stride, this is going to be similar. This is similar to the ones from the other specs. Reduces the cooldown on Heroic Leap. Heroic Leap increases your run speed by 70% for a few seconds. You now take only 20% increased damage from Enrage, is the War Paint ability. It's fun. Yeah. Alright. Massacre. Execute critical strikes, so execute is ability, basically you can only use it on enemies that are under 20% health, but does a good chunk of damage there. So when you use that, critical strikes from it reduce the rage cost of your next rampage by 100%. So rampage is over here, enrages you, and unleashes a series of 5 brutal strikes over 2 seconds for a total of 30,000 damage. So not a terrible amount of damage there. So basically, that if I get a crit with this, then I can use this for free. Essentially, Frothing Berserker. When you reach 100 rage, your damage increased by 10%. Damage is increased by 10% and your movement speed by 30% for 6 seconds if you basically let your rage meter fill. And I went with Carnage. I may change it over to like Frothing Berserker maybe. I don't know. We'll see. But reduces the cost of Rampage by 15 rage, so it's normally 85. It's only 70 here. I might go Frothing Berserker though. Something where like if I just let my meter fill, then I just get a little buff for a few seconds. But you know me and my passive stuff. I always have trouble choosing between the passives. Alright, level 90, we've got Bloodbath. For 10 seconds, your melee attacks and abilities cause the target to bleed for 40% additional damage over 6 seconds. Yeah, it kind of suck if it was just 40 damage, right? Frenzy Furious Slash increases your haste by 5% for 10 seconds. And so that's this one here. It's just a free ability, does some damage. it does increase the blood increases the critical strike chance for bloodthirst by 15% until it next deals a critical strike, stacking up to 6 times. So basically, I can just keep spamming this and just do some damage, and then pop this sucker, and it's got like a huge crit chance. So that's one thing that I can do with it here, and that's actually, and then yeah, it also, so the one that I went with it. So that's what Furious Slash normally does. The talent that I got here makes it so that I get basically an increase 5% haste, stacking up to 3 times, so I can get up to 15% when I use that as well. So basically, I can get a huge crit chance on my next heal attack thing, as well as make myself attack faster. All right, and let's go and flag PvP here.
I need to target something.
Oh, of course, there are enemies here that are level 100 because why not? There's no horde favoritism here at all. All right. I feel that that's really lame that they just have random level 100 enemies there. The Alliance like never freaking gets that stuff. Like seriously, what the crap are? What is this? A level 25 zone? Why are there level 100 PvP enemies? That just seems so stupid to me. And then we've got Inner Rage here. Raging Blow no longer requires Enrage. That's this guy right here. And deals 150% increased damage, but it has a 4.5-second cooldown instead of just being able to kind of spam it there. Yeah. What the crap are the level 100s here? That's so just like dumb. And they're like all over the place too, so you can't. It's lame. Like super lame.
Too far away.
Run out of here, killing everything as I go. I like that I do enough damage to kill this stuff, even though I'm like super weak right now. And oh, darn, heroic throw has a cooldown on this spec. All right, whatever. I was just messing around anyway. Blade Storm. So this is oh yeah, it's the numbers are all messed up now because I've got res sickness. Because I didn't want to res inside the place. Yeah, so the numbers are all messed up now on my stuff. But so this normally does, I think it's around like 70 or 80,000 or something like that. But basically, it's just like the one. Or oh well, actually no, because arms I replaced it with that Ravager ability. So this basically just do an AOE whirlwind type attack, but I can't really use anything else until it runs out. With the exception of a couple of abilities, you might have seen like a rage regeneration was like turned on. I think heroic leap or was it commanding shout? I didn't catch that. But you can use like defensive abilities and like some of your shouts and things, but you can't use like regular other attacks, which is why I switched it out for Ravager on the arm spec. Reckless Abandon Battlecry generates 100 rage, so Battlecry is this one here. 100% increased crit strike chance, just like with the other spec, of course. And then it gives 100 rage with this talent. And then Dragon Roar. Roar explosively, dealing some AoE damage to all enemies within 8 yards, increasing all damage you deal by 20% for 6 seconds. And Dragon Roar ignores all armor and always critically strikes. I think that's referring just to the damage that that ability does. I don't think it gives you the 20% increased damage that you deal. I don't believe everything gets the armor ignoring ability there. I don't think so, at least from how it's worded. But that is it for the Fury spec there, and that's going to finish off the Warrior as well. So thanks for watching, everybody. If you do like the video, don't forget to tick that like button. If you want to get updates when new content drops on the channel, don't forget to tick that subscribe. Don't forget to tick that subscribe button as well. And do remember that there is no IRL, just AFKs. Oh, thank you, Bush, for getting in the way. And we'll see you next time that Amo plays World of Warcraft. Peace out.